Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik, and this is the game War in the Pacific, Admirals Edition, and my ongoing play by email match against Jochen. And today we're checking the next turn. 26 January 1942. Oh. So slowly conquering and of this northern coast of New Guinea. And again, more American submarines operating here at the east coast of Japan. Sooner or later I must get rid of them, but I have now simply no equipment to hunt them. All my destroyers and available ships are in such India area or around Rabaul, so I get the update for my sub-chasers in March and April, so now I must more or less tolerate this. So the trustee is still here in the deep water. Maybe I can create a hit? No, not possible. This is now a Dutch submarine. Also no hit. And this is an old cargo ship from the, I think from turn 1 or turn 2. This ship get a, I think 500-pound skip bomb from the P-40Bs, and it was under repair and it was more or less just ready. And then I asked, return to Saigon, because I don't expect it here any submarines, but for some reason exactly at this location is a submarine where I send out my cargo ships. And this is amphibious assault on Wake. Unluckily my APDs really don't give any support battery fire. And I have a little lost units, but not really a big impact. 2 out of 48 is I think acceptable. My sub-chaser is finding here some mines in this narrow street. Makes sense. It's shallow water. You can always throw mines in shallow water. They only the daily losses are roughly at around 5%. So compared to deep water, I think in deep water it's 25%, 20%, 25%. So this makes deep water is really only for 1 or 2 turns, and then most of the mines are already lost. But in shallow water it's possible It makes really only sense to normally drop mines in shallow water, or you must know that next turn there is a task force moving in this hex. So very special. Here's some allied scout planes and also over my task force and can die. And unluckily my task force is not unloading. It's only arrived at the base and don't want unload. It will first unload at the end of the turn. So cleaning the skies of Changsha. This is now, I think, the first time I make a ground attack. After long, normally I always bombard the airfield, but the airfield was so damaged that I say, okay, I can try to attack the ground forces. But the damage is on the ground forces is normally too small. At least not really without any impact. So this is again Changsha Airport. Every day or every second day attacking the airport, so there's a fort level normally cannot increase more. And side effect is a little damage for these units, but the main purpose is really only create installation damage. So far all is normal. Nothing new. No Chinese fighters, no air war in China. And this Dutch forces are falling apart now. More and more of each airstrike more or less kill these units, not only disable them. Okay, but only support units getting disabled. So now is the airstrike from Jochen's Air Force. The Air Force never attacked me before, but now they know I come here without air cover. So he can skip my forces. I can at least kill one Dutch bomber. So this is strike on my destroyer minesweeper, not really important. I'd say it's a okay ship. At least at the beginning of the war they have used, I think latest in 43 their use is limited. And it looks like that Jochen put all his Dutch Air Force out of Java and bring it here to Celebris. Then they can bomb more of my ships. Yeah. Looks like no Jochen knows that I don't have air cover here, and before he don't attack, but now he can attack. This doesn't matter. So more. At the end, this is only, I think, 15 attack value task force for the land units. They are dying now here, and the ships are, I don't know, maybe 30 victory points, something like this. So also sword ships are here. Yeah, no, of course, this is normal. I mean, of course, these cargo ships and these escort ships are now doomed to die. So my carrot's also going out and maybe attacking something. Here's the AVP, and AVT. I think this is something like 2 points or 3 points ships. So, but we only attack the AVP, not the AVT. So don't ask me why. And the second attack will go for this HDML 1 point. So the unloading for the beachhead for Batavia. This is in the support fire for Wake, but with no effect at all. The standard bombardment for Changsha. So a very long bombardment again. The time, well, in the future I will reduce the time between every activity, so I hope then it will not so time consuming. But again, so I will continue this bombardment because this is every day a little damage, and 11 destroyed units and the same amount of disabled will help maybe in the long run. It will not win the war, of course, but it is some damage I can create here. Here in the north of Xi'an, it's not so successful in average, maybe only like 100 to 150 damage to killed units. But I hope I only simply consume more supplies for the Chinese, or at least maybe the same supplies I consume, and China have maybe later on more issue with supply. No, yeah, at least it needs not so long time. So I have one disabled, and Jochen have, a little more. And again, after the failed third attack or fourth attack on Clarkfield, I already forgot because it's a little broken for me now. It looks like it's impossible to take this space more. And I only bombard it now and see what happens. The only good thing is that, I don't know, so that many of these American forces are already disabled, so they are dying slowly, but they're dying far too slow. And this is the attack on Wake, and you can see that the game make a dice roll and immediately kick all my units out of the battle. So you can see I come with double attack value. The game make out of double 0. And out of 28, 167. It doesn't matter more or less how much attack value I bring here. If I come from my attack value to a 0, it's impossible to take it. So it's maybe this is possible. I don't know if the game have this like 1% dice roll that the defender always win. Maybe there's the same for the attacker. I don't know. Anyway, all my units are destroyed, immediately destroyed, not only disabled. And that's the end of the invasion. And the allies also coming from the center of Mindanao and trying to retake the base I just took from the space forces. And of course 2 Navy Guards units are not strong enough to hold here the line. So most of my units are only disabled, most of the Americans are also disabled, but the base is switching now to the Allies back. This is only the bombardment, so nothing happened. So this is then now the 27th of January, and the air losses are not so active. So I lost some transport planes in my attempt to supply Kukong. That is okay. Some ops losses, smaller stuff here. I killed one of these Dutch bombers by flak, and one Catalina gets, I don't know if it was an interception, but at the end it was an ops losses. So air war was most of the, if I kick out the transport planes, because the transport planes are related to the special operations, the rest is super normal, especially if you use so many bombers in China to attack. And the ship sunk was last turn now a little more, of course, for me. So I lost my 2 destroyer minesweepers, all the 300 kilograms. So the Dutch bombers make the real damage. The 100-pound bombs are maybe looks nice, but they don't create much damage. And 2 of my cargo ships, so a normal cargo ship and a little better cargo ship, but nothing crazy. They're all slow. So I don't really care them so much. The DMS is maybe the better one. They have this deep water equipment, but they are purely escort ships, so they're not frontline duty. So they are exactly for this kind of stuff. Escort, something for anti-submarine warfare. But the problem is only in this configuration they have nearly no anti-aircraft equipment. So you have only this 25mm gun. So they have 3 of them somewhere here. I cannot see them exactly, but it's 3 single mounted. Naja, anyway, so this task force gets destroyed because Jochen more or less guessed correct or gamble high, and he have all his 4 air forces at the right spot at the right time. Okay. So what else I can say? Not much, because no real big change. There was no change in China. After my units gets blocked in Xi'an, after my units gets blocked here, and everything gets blocked, cannot do nothing. My forces in Malaya are ready, but I must first bring them back to Singapore, load them, and then I can bring them to Java, because normally normally you need the forces from Philippines to take Java, but it's not possible because Clarkfield is impossible to take after 4 battles and nothing changed. And it also not even looks close that Clarkfield will fall, so maybe I will fight here 3, 4, 5, 6 more battles, I don't know. So I create now a beachhead here, so I will bring in my 2nd invasion fleet, so that I have 1 army fighting for Surabaya, and the other army will fight for Batavia. Once I take both, I must bring them together, and then I take maybe this mountain fortress, because it is like it's a game in the map, and the map simply say here's a mountain, you can get triple defense and you can bombard it. So Many allied players simply bring all their forces to this mountain fortress. You can do this. It's a game. It's the same like with Clarkfield. This was also a 3 times defense bonus. For what reason ever. Make no sense, but it is a map. Good. I think there's not much more to say. Thank you. Bye bye.